Hello everyone and welcome to a very special video where I recently reached 10,000 hours played in Guild Wars 2, and I wanted to give an account tour because 10,000 hours is a massive milestone, and this comes with two caveats. One is, while I am at 10,000 hours, it is probably significantly less than like 10,000 hours like actually played, because I AFK in this game so much, where back in the day it used to be like an hour and then you get kicked, where I AFK'd for like over an hour many times, and now it depends on like where specifically you are in the world, but it tends to average out at like 30 minutes. And then there's also like story missions which you don't really get kicked from. So a lot of this time is spent AFK, but I have still spent so much time in my life over the last 13 years playing this game, and in those 13 years I have accumulated a lot. Where the second caveat is, I do have two other accounts, and combined between the two of them I probably have upwards of 200 hours played, so you can add like 200 hours total of my Guild Wars 2 experience together, but those accounts are basically separate from this account. Where, to be in a little bit of a structured order, I'm gonna just go through my characters, then go through like my basic like account bank and random stuff, and then maybe look at Guild Wars 2 efficiency a little bit. We're starting with my main character here. I have my Sylvari Guardian, who I have played the most of, a little bit over 7,000 hours, and this isn't my oldest character that I have ever made, but it is one of the oldest characters I have on this account, made in 2012, and is just like my favorite character, the character that I played every single Living World Season 1 release all the way through the most recent Janthir Wilds release on. And I just have so many memories of playing this character, and we'll spend most of our time exploring this character. But just to go through my entire character list and look at some fashion, I have this Guardian, which is like a more recent character that I made, and is like 6 years old now, I guess, where I'm currently a Willbender in the Heart of the Mists because I was playing some of the recent push PvP game mode on this character. And this isn't really a character I've spent too much time on. I have just the Rotstalker, I believe is the skin set on this character, and I just like threw that on, where I was originally going for like a little bit of like a bear type of character look, like a bear shaman basically. And I made this character kind of originally to be able to just like play through the game again casually and just level up from 1 through 80 without tomes of knowledge, and then also with like the end goal to like be able to use this character exclusively for world versus world, but I just have not done that much. Next is this Mesmer, which is like my second Mesmer, and just another Sylvari character. But this character is kind of fun because I key farm every now and then, of course, and I'll just do like random names sometimes. And I named one of my key characters Have a Great Day because I thought it would be funny if that character name was not taken, and the name was not taken. And then I'm like, I need to have this name for one of my characters, and it kind of goes against like all my other naming conventions mostly, but it's fun to have like this character just named Have a Great Day on my account. Next is my main and my only elementalist right now, at least level 80 elementalist, where I have a Norn character, and this is one of my oldest characters on this account. And I think with this character, and definitely with my main character, I used to have them as male, but I really like female fashion for both the Norn and the Sylvari, and then also in the case of Sylvari, Jennifer Hale is like the best voice actors ever, so I just have them as that, where I do just have like a variety of different like classes and genders and races just to do like random fashion stuff, and I don't really have a cohesive theme across like all my characters like some people do, where they have like all Sylvari or all Char or all Asura or whatever. But this character I played a ton of dungeons on back in like the Heart of Thorns day. I did a ton of like Fresh Air Tempest and whatnot, and I just have a lot of fun on this character, and it's really like my only time I ever play Elementalist, where I don't particularly play Elementalist too much. Next is this character, which some people may recognize as Snraf Longhammer, and this is kind of just like a blank character that I have to use for like whatever I need like a random character for. So he's currently dressed up as Snraf Longhammer, and I may or may not ever use this character for that again, and maybe I'll do something like interesting and unique in the future. Where I then have my second Revenant here, which I'm actually going to go ahead and log in on this character real quick, where this is just a Revenant character that I have, and I've been currently experimenting with having some sort of like dragonkin character where there's a lot of stuff with the Lunar New Year that I've been messing around with, and like some other people have done as well, where I've just been kind of having my own stab at it, and it's probably going to take a while before I get this character to a way that I like it. But I chose this character to do that on because I also have my hand kiting build here, which I created to look kind of loosely like a Largos. Not really like a Largos. I haven't really put too much effort into this, but just kind of cool outfit, I think. But I have my dragon stuff here, which I think looks really cool. Next, I have this character, which is a basically like multi-purpose character, where one, this is a template character that I kind of just use for whatever I need like a character to look like for whatever reason, where I have this outfit, which I think he's been rocking for like over 2 years now. But the other purpose of this character is that he is my banking character. We're logging into this character. If I take a horde look at my inventory, I just have a bunch of stuff just sitting on this character, where I should maybe delete some of this, but it's nice to just like hold on to a little bit of it as well. And I also got some guild bank action going on here, where I just have random stuff sitting in my guild bank. One day asparagus is going to be like a gold each, and I'm going to be rich. Next, I have the character that I kind of consider as like my second character, my secondary main, my main aught, if you will, where I have Authis Farnora, and I think he looks incredible with this gear that I got going on here, and I just really enjoy this character a lot. And it is a warrior, which is one of the first classes that I did play, or professions if you will, in Guild Wars 2, and I've completed a lot of the story and a lot of the map completion on this character, but I'm kind of behind. I'm in the middle of like Soto on this character, I think, so I have the rest of Soto and Janthier Wilds to do, which I also have this Sylvari character. You can tell what my favorite race is. I love the Sylvari so much, where this is kind of like a Path of Fire themed type of character. And this is just another one that I just played like a bunch of just casually to play a little bit of a ranger DPS like type of build, because we'll get to my other ranger in just a moment. But I have this character, Athos of Arkala, named after my guild and named after my main character in the original Guild Wars that I did make after Guild Wars 2 released, but I made this character after I made that character in Guild Wars 1, because I started playing Guild Wars 1 in 2014, and then Heart of Thorns released in 2015, so then I made this character based on my 2014 main character. But this is another banking character that I have, and this is my Ascended Equipment aught, where I do have a bunch of like legendary weapons and heavy legendary armor and like all the legendary accessories and whatnot except one ring. And I just have all my extra Ascended gear on this character, which if I ever need like any Ascended gear or whatever, I can go ahead and just hop onto this character and just like throw it onto whatever character I need it on. Definitely not my main most of the time, but one day I'll probably salvage a lot of this when I create like a ton of legendary equipment. Potentially I'll create a ton of legendary equipment. I'm not super into making legendaries, but I can like salvage this to try to get like that one achievement to salvage a bunch of Ascended equipment. Which then leads us to my oldest character on this account, which is kind of a Heart of Thorns themed outfit I got going on, where I have like a Path of Fire themed outfit here, where I love this character a lot, and he's my second oldest character that I ever made, where on the day that I started playing Guild Wars 2, I think it was November 7th, 2012, I created a human engineer, which I no longer have, who I've talked about a bunch, and then I created this character like a couple hours afterwards. So I technically don't have the oldest character that I ever made for Guild Wars 2, but this is basically close enough, and I just have, you know, like a soft spot for this character, where I don't really play him too much. I do have like max chef on him. I think he's my 500 chef, and I just do enjoy how he looks a lot, where he does really look like a char warrior. But then I have another one of my oldest characters on my account, where I have my Asuran Druid, and this is a character that I have played a ton of in raids, where when raids first released, I was like the main healer for my guild, where we very poorly, went through some of the raid encounters, and then much more recently I just play this character every now and then, and he mostly just has like multiple sets of like healing based ascended gear on him, so I don't really use him for like anything like DPS related. That's what this ranger's for if I ever need that. And I just have like a ton of memories with this character, and I really enjoy this outfit that I made like all the way back in like 2015 or something, and I think he looks really cool. But then one of my other favorite characters on my account is the Sawari Necromancer, who I love playing a lot of, and anyone who watches my Let's Play series knows I'm maining the Sawari Necromancer basically in that series, as I like focus mostly on that character, and I kind of want to make that character look pretty similar to this one, but I also want it to look different, so we'll just see how that goes. And this is just like the main Necromancer that I play, and I think originally this was like a male character that had like the dark, you know, hood, classic Necromancer look with like the Reaper greatsword and whatnot. But then another one of my oldest characters is my Thief, and I think this is my only Thief where I really like this like assassin like build that I have going on with him, with like a ton of daggers. And this is the character that I've probably played the most of in World versus World, where it's not really like workable or usable at all nowadays, but like a classic like dagger pistol like roaming like super squishy Thief was like so much fun to play back in the day, and it's not really what people do nowadays, but I just do enjoy that playstyle a lot. Next, I have this level 11 ranger, which is a ranger that I created for two purposes. One was for like a video primarily, and the second was I've always wanted a human ranger character, so here's this character. We haven't really leveled up this character at all, and I'll definitely play him more into the future and maybe use him more in some videos. But then I got my main Mesmer, who I love a lot, and I played this Mesmer a little bit with like Tower Escort and whatnot. But Mesmer is like mostly just a profession that I don't play like too much, so I just don't get too much time on this character. Then I have this engineer, who's basically like my main engineer, and I have like a very like basic outfit going on here, which I actually do enjoy like this outfit a lot. It's like my only like kind of like simplistic looking casual clothes outfit that I have on this account. This one's like kind of similar, but this is fun, where I have like the shiny blue like Slothazor shield and like the crimson mace from Super Adventure Box, which is very fun. Then I have my Quartermaster character, who also looks pretty basic right now, and this is another template character that I have for whatever I need it for, where the last time that I used this character was for get this bandana skin that I made a short video about. But much like the name suggests, this is another banking character that I have, where I have one character that has a bunch of mats and like all my gobblers, one that has a bunch of ascended gear, and one that has stuff that I don't really want to delete for whatever reason. I got like Princess Mia's wigs and a ton of like collectible books that you get throughout Living World Season 3, Living World Season 4, and like a bunch of other places. The original copies of my like Wizards and Witches hats. I got some found belongings and mystical cogs and support tokens from Living World Season 1 all the way back in the day, and just like a bunch of other random stuff. A beginner's map portal note, who remembers this? And then I have this character, Athos Sierra, where I think this is just like a random word that I basically like based off of like Sierra or whatever, where it's kind of like an elementalist theme, where this is my couples character with my fiance, where she has a character named Palisade Sierra, and we just played this character together, which we don't really do too often. 2% map completion, level 10, but one day we will probably play our characters together more and more, but we often just play our mains together, which I have my main here, which I can go ahead and log into and explore more stuff. And if you have any questions about like any specific pieces of armor or dye skins or whatever, feel free to leave a comment down below about like what character and like piece you're interested in, and I can directly reply to you. With my account overview, I'm currently a master level 620, which is the cap. I'm only PvP rank 56. I don't play too much PvP. I'm not a big fan of the PvP community in this game. And then my Road versus Road rank is only 579, where kind of like the same thing as PvP. I don't play too much World vs. World, but I enjoy that community a bit more, and I enjoy like the gameplay a lot more. So I have played like World vs. World quite a bit more than PvP, but largely I do spend most of my time playing PvE, where I have 42,111 achievement points, where I was really excited to reach 40,000, and I'm now basically on the path towards 50,000 one day. We're starting off. Let's go ahead and look at my inventory, which is a little bit of a disaster, but I do have 380 slots into this inventory, and it is kind of organized even though it doesn't look organized at all, and it's been more organized, but I just do like to keep like a bunch of like random stuff, and I keep it like on this character since this is basically the only character that I play, where if I type /age we can see specifically I played 7,007 hours and 5 minutes over the past 4,532 days on this character, and across all my characters I played 10,000 hours and 35 minutes over 4,578 days. So I played this character for like 7/10 of the time I played on my account, where that's kind of crazy. All my other characters combined, I've only played 3,000 hours, and on this character specifically I have died at 10,976 times, which honestly it feels like it should be more than that. But then I also have my bank, which I don't really have like super organized. I got like blackline stuff my fiance sends me, plus like some like random goods, and yeah, it's just a random stuff that I just like throw in here. These are worth a little bit of money, where I don't really have anything like too prestigious just like sitting in my bank or anything. I have this community chest from the video tournament in 2022 that I won, where I got like this and some other stuff and like 1,000 gold, and I have like a ton of tomes of knowledge and just like a bunch of other stuff in my wallet. Nothing, you know, really too special. 10 million karma, that's kind of like average. Some people would probably freak out at the fact that I have 8,000 spirit shards, because that's a lot, because a lot of people like to spin their spirit shards, and I don't really ever spend it too much. 10,000 jade slivers, and just nothing like too insane anywhere else in my inventory. It's kind of like basic. I have 216 legendary insights right now, so I'm kind of like approaching like my second legendary armor set if I really wanted to. To look at World vs. World really quickly, I used to be on Blackgate, but I'm now on whatever it throws me on, where in my ranks and abilities, again, rank 579, and this is what I currently have for like my ability points that I put in onto this character, which I don't care too much about, but I definitely like prioritize, you know, like Warclaw and Wargliding, and then into like the supply stuff and like Provisions Master and whatnot, and then I go into like the random like Mercenaries, Bane and whatnot, just to help out in killing like NPCs, and I'm over halfway to like maxing out all these ability points, which maybe I'll get one day, but it's not really a specific goal that I have. Then in PvP, we can go ahead and look at my stats here, where I played 753 games of PvP, and I've won 414 of them, which I guess is actually like a decently good like win rate. But I have like this ranked win rate and then this unranked win rate, which actually have a below 50% win rate in unranked. That's really awkward. But my favorite map is apparently Forest of Niflheim, and my favorite profession is definitely Necromancer. You can see that I played the Push prototype recently, and then that was like the first game of PvP that I played in 8 months, which I played a bunch when Push was out last time. And there's like a 6-month gap, and then there's a 5-month gap, and then there's an 8-month gap, so I just don't play too much PvP nowadays. But Necromancer is definitely my favorite profession to play in PvP. I like Guardian a lot too, and Ranger, I'm surprised it's actually only 90 games. I loved like this like bunker Ranger build back in the Heart of Thorns day with like longbow and like bristleback and whatnot, but I played a ton of Engineer and not so much of anything else. You can't even see Revenant on here. I played like 1 game on Revenant. Over towards my heroes panel, I have my main equipment here, which I just have like full legendary equipment as far as like my armor goes, and then I got my legendary scepter. I don't currently have a legendary torch. I should maybe make that soon, I got my legendary axe, and I have like my entire armory that you can see right here, where I got this Alliance Captain Cape skin, which I really enjoy. And then I got all of the classic stuff here. I did make my legendary relic because I was meaning to make a legendary rune, and I'm like, I'm feeling a little too lazy for it, and that's maybe one of my biggest regrets in Guild Wars 2 is not making that legendary rune. So I spent like the 3,000 gold to make this legendary relic. But then I got Champion's Regalia, Coalescence, and then I do not have my second ring. I do have my legendary spear, which I made on stream. No legendary Aqua Breather, I don't even think there is one, and I don't have the legendary Trident just yet. And then I have the first ever infinite harvesting tool for each type that released back in the Vulnerable Season 1. I picked them up instantly, and I've just had them since then. Looking towards my wardrobe, I can go ahead and come to my bank for that. I think that'll be easier. I guess I'll also show my material storage really quickly. It's just mats. I don't particularly save anything. I sell a bunch of stuff. I guess I do save 3 legendary insights and 3 legendary divinations because these are now currencies, and I just want to have them in my bank forever, I suppose. Where just, you know, cooking stuff, etc, etc. Nothing too exciting. But I got my wardrobe storage, which I'll go ahead and just like quickly scroll through this just so you can see like the percentage of stuff that I have equipped. And if you want to like particularly peep at like anything, you can just like pause. But this is basically the same as everybody else's wardrobe storage, where I do have like a decent percentage of a bunch of stuff unlocked. I have like 2/3 of all heavy shoulders in the game unlocked, which I guess is kind of cool. And I do enjoy collecting like armor skins and weapon skins and whatnot a fair amount, but it's not really something that I focus too much on. But I do really enjoy like the guaranteed wardrobe unlock that you get, and I do try to like make sure I buy up like all the stuff that like becomes cheap or releases and is pretty cheap, so that I can like preserve those guaranteed wardrobe unlocks to be for like some more expensive stuff, which I don't think I really gotten anything too expensive out of like those wardrobe unlocks, but it is still pretty fun to use. And you know, as you use more and more wardrobe unlocks, you like get more and more skins, which like allows you to have like more stuff that you can use for like whatever like outfit you want to make, and just like to rock like some cool skins. Plus there's also the concept of an account balance, which I'll take a look at my account balance in just a little bit, where every single item that you have unlocked on your account, you have in your bank, all your like materials, all your liquid gold and whatnot, contributes to your overall account balance, which is a metric that like is actually like really interesting to like look at, because like some people have like go very high account balances and some people have very low account balances, and I feel like that's like actually like a decent metric to see to some extent like how much effort people have put into like unlocking like weapon skins and armor skins in Guild Wars 2, and like putting in time to be able to like collect like different legendaries and stuff, because your account balance, small bundle and large bundle, interesting, because your account balance is going to skyrocket when you suddenly add like a 2,000 gold like legendary item to your account. I only have a few of the outfits unlocked. I don't care too much about outfits. Miniatures, I have exactly 500 out of 861, where I have unlocked quite a few miniatures, and I do like to give away miniatures to like random people every now and then. So I like to buy like 2 miniatures of like a miniature I haven't unlocked yet, so I give myself one and then I give one to other people. And then gathering tools is like whatever. I have the Spirit Wood fishing rod, which is like the only prestigious gathering tool skin in the game. For my what on earth is happening to my dies? Okay, I got my dies here, where you know I have all the starter dies. I've unlocked every common die, every uncommon die, every rare die, and then when it comes to the exclusive dies, I've unlocked a good chunk of them, but I still have like quite a few that I haven't unlocked, which I could buy a bunch on the trading post if I wanted, but I also just kind of save it because I have like all my characters that like get birthday gifts, so I just like unlock a new die every now and then. But maybe for the purposes of this video, let's unlock one thing on my account just for fun. Let's go ahead and come into the dies here, and then let's show only unlocked, and then Oh, should I buy an expensive one just like for the purposes of this video? Abyssal Depths die? Why not? Let's buy that. Take all, and then I can just unlock this on my account. So I just spent 50 gold, and now my account is worth 50 more gold. But I guess it's actually like kind of the same because I lost 50 gold in coins, and then I got the 50 gold die. Anyways, continuing on, I have my glider skins, which I just have like a few of them unlocked here, where I have like the Heart of Thorns glider. I have the Leaf glider, which was given to people for a reason that I cannot remember. I have the Mordrim glider, which I think was given to people for another reason. So I have those two things. And then in my mounts, I have like some mount skins unlocked. I actually got gifted some mount skins from an old guild friend like back in the day. I got gifted the spooky like skin set. This set, like we got the spooky Springer and whatnot, which was very, very nice of them. And then I just have like some other stuff. Fishing, I just have the 3 classic fishing poles that you can get. And then skiffs, I don't really care too much about like my skiff skin. I do have like the fishing skiff, and then I really wanted the festive iceberg skin because it was really fun, but I don't use it too often. And then I have like the Ender Dragons like exclusive item for the skiff skin, but I actually like this skin a lot more, so I just use this one. And then we got novelties, which I do have quite a few novelties unlocked, where it's kind of like the same idea as like miniatures and like weapon skins and armor skins when it comes to like the handheld stuff. And then we have all the tonics in the game, where there are a ton of tonics that you can get, and I have a bunch of them currently. I got the Jantheria floppy fish, which is so fun. And then Jadebot, I don't think there's really anything to highlight. I've been wanting to kind of get a Jadebot skin, but I haven't really decided like which one I want to get just yet. Miniatures I already looked at. And then finishers, I got like some of like the basic finishers that you get from like ranking up. And then I have like the birthday one, the Revenant one, which you got from like Heart of Thorns or whatever. And then apparently I have the Choya finisher, which I think I must have gotten from like a guaranteed wardrobe unlock. And then I got the super explosive finisher from that like old bundle, which is really fun. And then lastly, mail carriers, where I got like the anniversary one and just like a few random ones, including Super B-Dog. And then let's look at achievements, where I'll just go through all the achievements really quickly, starting in the story journal. A lot of the Jantheria Wild stuff I have not completed, and same thing with Soto, I have not completed everything. Where we also then got like some of the later Ender Dragons stuff, which I have not finished, but into like the main Ender Dragons campaign I finished all that. Champions, I have so many DRMs I need to do, but a lot of the champion stuff I have actually finished. I've technically finished like Morale Breaker in a way, but I do want to like complete the rest of like these points that I need. But a bunch of the other stuff in Ice Root Saga I have done. Into season 6, it's kind of a mixed bag. Episode 5 I have not done a lot of, and I have a lot of the like weapon stuff that you can do, which I have not completed. I have like this armor stuff and a couple of things here, but some of the earlier stuff I've completed all of. Path of Fire I've completed all of Living Road season 3 I think I've completed, and I think everything here on out I've completed all of the story stuff into season 2, which I recently finished the last of the achievements I needed from season 2 actually. Well, I still have some Battle for Lion's Arch, and I think Escape from Lion's Arch, nope, just Battle for Lion's Arch stuff that I have left to do, where I think everything else in season 1 I have completed. Into the General Tree, dungeons, I've completed all the dungeons. Aether Path, the best dungeon path in the game. Silver Voice all done, Dry Top all done. Slayer, I'm actually all done with, including Giant Slayer, which was really fun to get. And I actually mean that literally, it was really fun to get. But we have the hero tab here, everything. But I think like the birthday ones are like hidden and they're like all put into the game. And I think there might be like some other hidden hero ones. Tradesman, Auden, which Agent of Entropy I've completed 1,026 times, which if I do some quick math, as in opening a calculator, because I could do this math in my head, but I don't want to embarrass myself. I have salvaged 203,200 236 items in my time playing Guild Wars 2, which is a lot. Explorer, I have not done twice to legend yet, but it has actually been on my mind, so maybe one day I'll do it. Fashion, I have all of that stuff. Weapon Master, I still have a few things left to get. Surprisingly, I still have Short Bow Master left to get, but I need to get Warhorn Focus and one day Shield Master. Community, I still have some costume bras I need to do. I'm like halfway done with this achievement. Hall Monuments, I have played a good amount of Guild Wars, but I only have 16 out of 50 of the Hall Monument points, and I have not gotten God Walking Amongst Mere Mortals yet. Into the JP category, everything, Mastery Insights, of course. Rift Hunting, I have a ton of work to do here. But Dragonstorm and Jakara, the Shatter, Triple Trouble, Torquato bosses, all done. And then Sunken Treasure Hunter, I need to do the Fractals, and I need to finish up my Master Diver one more time. Into World vs. World, I have not done a lot here, but I've actually progressed some of them like quite a bit, where I'm like over half done with like Yak Slapper, and then I've only killed 16,450 players, so really rookie numbers compared to like a lot of other players. Edge of the Mists, just some really dumb achievements that I need to work on at some point. And all the Warclaw stuff is just like random. I've mostly done. The collections are new and I haven't spent too much time doing all of them, but I've like progressed my Infinite Arrow Cart a little bit. Into the most recent expansion of Janther Wilds, I still have some Home Sweet Homestead achievements left to go, but I've really finished like most of this stuff. Lowland Shore, I've completed everything. Janther Sentry, I've completed everything. Mistborn Barrens, I've completed everything. Mount Balrior, I'm 3 away from completing this, and then I get the 50 more that I have to do for this achievement afterwards. So I'm like almost halfway done with Mount Balrior convergences, but I think by the time this video has released, this achievement category will actually be updated, so there will be new stuff here. And then repeatable, I've finished all that stuff, but you can repeat it. Janther Wild side stories, I have 2 more to get, but same deal. This should probably be updated by the time this video comes out. The Legendary Spear I haven't worked on at all. Renowned Hearts, Mastery Insights, same deal with those 2. And to Soto, I really haven't done too much Soto stuff compared to like Janther Wilds, where I did enjoy this expansion a lot less, similar to other people, and I'm really happy that Janther Wilds might be my favorite expansion in Guild Wars 2, because it's just been so much fun, and it's been like a breath of fresh air after Soto being kind of like a mid expansion for me. Then I have my Into Dragons achievements, which I've completed everything in Saitan Province and New Kaining City, but into Ekovod and Dragon's End, not so much. Arborstone, I have 1 more achievement left to get. Fishing, I completed everything with like the base release of Fishing, but I still have Soto and Janther Wild stuff to get. And then Mastery Insights and Specializations, where I got all the insights, but I still have quite a bit more left to go for the specializations here. And then we got the Aurene Legendary Weapons, which I haven't really done at all. This is maybe the most prestigious title you can get in the game. Faceted Prisms and Boundless Light. Prestigious in the sense of it costing the most gold compared to any other title. Path of Fire, I completed every single achievement in the Path of Fire category in launch week of Path of Fire. And I remember because one of my guild friends said that was the dumbest thing I could do because I would burn out at Guild Wars 2 forever, and I'm still playing. I really enjoyed like playing through like this expansion and getting all these achievements, and it was just so much fun. In Heart of Thorns, I have everything in Verdant Brink, Auric Basin, Dragon Stand, Mastery Inside Specializations, and I recently posted a photo on the Guild Wars 2 subreddits when I hit the funny number achievement points that everybody really just wants to see everybody hit that. But somebody asked me why I had like a Heart of Thorns mastery point still left unlocked, and I said Scrap Rifle Field Test is hard, which it really is hard, and I should probably like load up like a guide and whatnot and just like get that, but it's just really hard. Side stories, Decade of the Dragons, of course, Wizards Vault, current events. I have completed every single thing in every side story category, including the recent Roller Beetle race that was added to the game. But we got all of the Return to achievements, which I've completed everything. And this was actually really fun, and it was fun to kind of return to like each release for like a 1 week period and to play through everything again. But into player versus player, I have PvP season, and then like all of the map stuff, where I did Revenge of the Capricorn because I had major FOMO, because for anyone who doesn't know, they added this achievement category for Revenge of the Capricorn, and we're like, it's only going to be here for 2 weeks, and I'm like, I don't want to repeat of Living Road Season 1, so I played a ton of PvP to get this, and it was one of the most painful experiences I ever had playing Guild Wars 2, was finishing this achievement category. But then eventually they made it permanent and added it to other maps as well, which I have varying levels of progress on. Just nothing done in Battle of Champions Duskworthy. But then into like the legendary backpack, I progressed it a little bit, but I still have a bit more to go for that. And then into PvP Conquer, we can see all of my points that I have here with all the like different matches I've won as like a Necromancer and Guardian, and just in general and whatnot, where there's professional achievements, which is like this special like bonus like stuff you can get. PvP Champion Series, I'm not really sure. Monthly tournaments, sure. Legacy PvP seasons, so you could get like some old titles and stuff, and they just have this like saved here, where we can see 2v2 season 8, Conquest season 30. I guess I just have some stuff there. And then Sanctum Sprint, which I still have to do a little bit more of. Crab Toss, I still have to do a little bit more of. But Keg Brawl and Southland Survival, I have a lot more to go. And Bilcher's Bluff, I do have a little bit more to go for that. Into raids, I've not touched Mount Balrior at all, but I've done a lot of all the other stuff. I have completed all of the CMs for Heart of Thorns, but I have not finished the CMs for Path of Fire just yet. And maybe one day I'll do them, but I really haven't been in like a raids mood recently. But maybe one day I'll get back into that mood. Into collections, I got a bunch of basic collections unlocked. Rare collections, I have like more, but they like tend to like throw like the new stuff they add into the rare collections. Specialization collections, still some of the Ender Dragon stuff. Legendary weapons, I do like to do like these achievements because they're just like really fun achievements to do, but I still have a lot. Ad Infinitum, I've completed. Legendary armor, I have a ton of stuff that I can still do here. Legendary trinkets, everything. Festival collections, still have Winter's Presents, the 3 expensive items. And then Black Lion collections, where this is just really, really random and like really, really expensive. And the only one I've completed is Leyline weapon collection, and I also done the dedicated Gardener. Fractals of the Mist, I feel like I played a lot of Fractals, but realistically I've only done 495. 5 more to finish this achievement, but I'm just like not super into Fractals like anymore, where I don't play it like too much, and maybe one day, similar to raids, I'll play more Fractals again, but I've just not really been into it. Same thing with strike missions. You know, I've done like a fair number of strike missions, but I still have like a lot more to go for there. And then the historical category, where this is really just like a bunch of random stuff that I'll scroll through. We got like some of the festival achievements that like shows up when you like play each festival, which you can look at, and it like comes out of like this category. But we got some of the older stuff, including evidence somewhere. This one, Shadow of the Mad King, attend the party. I was there at the first Halloween event. I attended the party. So I played the first post-release update to Guild Wars 2, and I played every single one since then. It's evidence. Lunatic Wardrobe, a bunch of Winter's Day stuff, Winter's Presents, Dragon Bash, Bazaar of the Four Winds. I actually supported Ellen Keel more than I supported Evan Ashblade, and maybe I regret that. But Queen's Jubilee, Boss Week, Fractured, Festival of the Four Winds, World vs. World Season 1 in the Spring and Fall Tournament, Blackgate Pride, Retired achievements, a bunch of these. Skillful, where you could get hero points by completing hero challenges. The Hint completion achievement, you could get 10 AP by looking at hints. Garnet Sanctum, extra life stuff. And then active guild member, back when influence was a thing. Historical PvP, I got Exalted Legend, I guess, or I actually didn't, I just like progressed towards it. And then Fractals of the Mist, casual fractal hero, whatever that is. And then to just scroll through parts of Guild Wars 2 efficiency really quickly. Hopefully I don't leak anything. I don't think I am. To look at my account, we can look at my account value, where I am higher than 89% of all accounts, with my account value of 133,767 gold, which is definitely a fair bit of gold. And then if you look at like achievements, we can kind of see like a little bit more of a broad overview, but it's really like bugged on Guild Wars 2 efficiency. But I do like to come into here to like check like achievement categories and whatnot. But then just some stats. I'll take a look at like the top 10 stats, I suppose, where I have a ton of Jade Slivers, where I'm higher than 99% of all accounts. Somebody has 627,000, that's insane. Scrolling down more. Fractal level, I'm tied for number 1. And then unlocked colored titles, I'm ranked 2,879, where I just have the extra life title. Home Cats, 2,678. Bauble Infusions, I'm only 960, I've kind of lost like my tied ranking there. And then Arcane Flow Infusions, I got the 1, so good for me. And then Sanctum Sprint Rounds, I'm 2,112th in the world with 135 rounds played. And I think there's a couple more. Mad King's Clock Tower completions, I'm 808th in the world with 151. Musical instruments, I apparently have 10, 2,547th in the world. And then Marsh Frogs, I'm 40th in the world where I have 5 stacks, so it's kind of funny. And then I'll take a look at just all my characters ranked and order of how many hours I played, where I have my main character, of course. Creation date 12 years and 4 months ago. Insane. I played so much Guild Wars 2. My Asura Druid is next, and then my Human Daredevil, and then I got my Engineer here, and my Norn, and we can see compared to like my Guardian, I have significantly less hours played, 7,000. My second most played is nearing 500 hours. But as we scroll down a little bit more, we can see the characters that I played the least, where I'm going to guess that, oh, my couple's character is actually my least played. I thought it might be my Human Ranger, but they are very, very similar, where my Quartermaster character has 4 hours played, which I guess is cool. And that is everything that I wanted to highlight on my Guild Wars 2 account. My Guild Wars 2 is just my favorite game of all time, and I love this game so much, and I play this game a lot, and I've unlocked and completed a bunch of stuff in that time, and it was fun to just like go through everything. Or if you have any questions about anything, go ahead and leave them down in the comments. And if you want to share like how much you played this game over whatever duration, feel free to leave that as well. Hopefully someone says more than 10,000 hours. It makes me feel a little bit better about myself. But I hope you all enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you all next time. Don't forget to drink some water and subscribe. Have a good one, everyone.